Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
I'm Mansoor. I'm from BTech IT Section A. I'm a first year BTech student. I'm also working on my communication skills and the personality development program. And I'm on the last stage of it. So, in this stage, I'm taking interviews of my professors and the director for gaining so much experience and the knowledge because, they are on a very prestigious level, and I also want to attain that level. So, for doing this, I need your experience, I need your values, I need your assistance. So for that, I'm here to take your interview, and I'm just potentially today we will discuss on such subject like your personal life, professional life, and how does your work impacting the society. So ma'am, are you comfortable in this conversation?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Hi, Himanshu. I'm Dr. Deepika. I have done my PhD in psychology, and currently I'm working with Amity Institute as a assistant professor. What do you want to know about me?
So ma'am, I always start with a beginning, a small beginning, like
From beginning,
Yeah.
which type of beginning you want to know?
yeah. So ma'am, we all know that childhood plays a very pivotal role in our life. We have done so many things in our childhood, and the teachings of our childhood is still impacting our personality because the teachings are very great of our childhood. So I just want to know from you that how was your childhood, ma'am?
If you're talking about my childhood, it is just a normal childhood, है ना? As you can know that कि every student will get a same childhood. So the same way I had my own childhood. Even I just want to talk about my parents. Especially my mother is a housewife, right? But my father is in a government employee. So he always taught us one thing: whatever you want to do in your life, be rigid, be confident, and be you. You are unique in each and every way. So if you want to do in anything in your life, you have to be rigid on that. You need to be a very firm determination on that. So when I was approx 7-8 years old, so at that time I really don't know what I want to be in my life, right? But when I was in 11th 12th, there was a one subject that is education, right? So in there I just read something about psychology. It was a very small part of psychology where I know something learning theory and all. So directly is affect me very much. At that time I decided I want to be in a psychology field just because of in in senior secondary there was no subject as a psychology. It was a education. So I just try ki how some way I get a psychology in a graduation. So at that time it was very difficult because if you don't have any subject in a inter level, so you can't get in a graduation level. And especially I was in Allahabad University, right? So I was trying ki no, if I want to read only my core ki I will go in there. Otherwise I will not get admission in any degree college. And when I qualified the entrance exam, I was so happy. And when I went for a counseling, so there I just fill a form. My first option was that economics, psychology, and English literature. When I was in a counseling room, so there was one professor. He asked me, "Ki at inter level, you didn't know about psychology, you didn't know about economics. It is totally new subject. Can you cope with that? Because I saw that ki you don't have these two subjects in your inter level." I said, "Sir, I will try and definitely I will do that." He said, "Okay, just because of you got a very good marks and you came in a top 15 and 20, so it is up to you. If you are ready for that, I will give that subject to you." So if you're talking about childhood experience, it doesn't matter. Things matter when you are aware about your own feelings, when you are aware about what you want to do in your life, and at that time when your parents, your surrounding will support you. Definitely you can do anything in your life.
So ma'am, when you were 18 or when you were just preparing for your exam, you have that thought in your mind that after some time I will surely do my PhD.
No, it was not very clear at that time because you think that you need a proper guidance. As I told you, my mother is a housewife. She was only graduate, and more of that, she was a hockey player in a state level. So she is not very core in education, and my father is a government employee. He was a very renowned post, so he didn't have a time for us. So I just thought कि okay, I'll just take a graduate psychology in a course, then I'll think what I have to do in my life. After the graduation, I went for a PG. Again, the very tough because it is a central university and there is only 30 seat and only 28 seat reserved for the Indian student and 2 for a foreigners. So it was very tough to take admission there, but it is, you can say that it is my luck, it is my fate and it is my hard work. I get admission there very easily. I just cracked the examination of entrance PG and I got admission there. When I was in a PG level, then suddenly my thought process changed. I think there is so much study. I don't want to do a study right now because I was just fed up. The approx 3, 4, 5 a.m. I just was doing my assignment, writing papers, studying because it was a semester system. So I just fed up. There was a very mental pressure on that time because I just I want to be a topper in a PG level. And at that time, the PG level, the topper it is something that you need to at least 70-80% marks. So I was tried, but I was a third topper. But really, that pressure just broke me, and I just leave that. I don't want to do PhD in this field. And still, my teacher to my professor told that no, you have to do all PhD and all. So I said okay ma'am, I'll do that. If you want, I'll do that. I'll give entrance. I was selected there also, but suddenly I got a job in a Gurgaon. It was a German bank, Deutsche Post Bank, and I got selected as HR. Their package was very good. So just suddenly I want to earn money because I thought everyone told that if you want to do anything in law, the final destination is a money and fame. Yeah. Suddenly I got a very good package as there. So I just dropped my PhD and I went for a job. And after the 4-5 year the job, I just thought it is something. Again, it is something that is I'm missing. Now I have a money and everything, but the happiness, it was missing in life because I love psychology. Again, after my marriage, I leave my job. I went for PhD. I cleared the state level entrance exam and then I started my PhD.
So after getting married, what kind of changes did you see in your personality? Because it is, I think you are a professor and you have to manage all the things. So how you managed all the things?
Before that marriage, I was independent because my parents was very happy that I can take each and every decision. If my decision will be wrong, they never say that you did any mistakes. They said, okay, it is a life and you will learn through experience. No one can teach you. You will learn only if you fail. And after marriage, I found that suddenly the things are changes. Now I'm entering a new family, and just because of my husband was in a bank in a financial sector, the pattern was totally changed because after the marriage, I just 9 to 7, 8 job because in banking it is very difficult and especially in a month end you have to just sit in a 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, in sometime 11 o'clock. So my life was very disturbing. There at that time I realized it is something missing me, right? Then again I want to do a PhD. But again I'm saying if your family is very supportive, at that time my in-laws was very supportive. They are still very supportive. So I just discussed everything with my family. I said it is something I can't do that because now I have a responsibilities. Prior that I didn't have any responsibility. Yeah. If I need anything, my parents will provide, right? If I need food, my mama will provide. If I need rest, I need take rest. But after the marriage, things has changed. I need to do the household chores. Even I have a maid, but you need to manage maid also because it is also a very responsibility job. So suddenly I can't work like that. 9 to 10, 9 to 12. If I'll go for a BB and something planning, so it is difficult. Then this is the time I realized that no, if you want to acquire or achieve anything in your life, before marriage, you have to work on that. And before marriage, you have to decide what is love and what is liking. Because I left my love there my psychology. For that I fought so many things.
Yes.
Right, for taking a graduation entrance, for taking PG entrance. AU is very renowned. I just 15 to 16 hours studies, right? But I left my love and I went for a liking because I want to earn money.
Yes, ma'am.
But before marriage I realized that no, it will not work. If you want to do something, you have to stick on that, your love.
Your love.
That's why I just suddenly quit my job after my marriage. I went for a PhD. So it is a responsibility, it is a managing thing, है ना? It is a how you take a decision. Everything affect after marriage when you just join a new life.
So after getting married, you were in a relationship. You're still in a relationship. So, ma'am, I just want to know from you, how can we build a very great relationship? Like, if we talk about current era, where mostly people just give up, they don't want to give efforts. So I just want to know from you how we can build a very good relationship.
Actually, in current scenario, everyone want to achieve so many things, but they don't want to give time on relationship, right? Basically, we are living in a male-dominating society where actually marriage is a bond between two families, right? And especially in two peoples, husband and wife. If we both ready for a adjustment, then definitely it will go long. But if any one person do compromise, like only husband is going compromise, yeah, only wife is doing compromise, then definitely it will be very difficult. You need a proper adjustment, and it will come when there is a mutual understanding, mutual respect, and then definitely if these two things are there, mutual love automatically will come.
So, ma'am, what kind of techniques you used in your life and you are still using in your life for maintaining your relationship with your love and with your liking? Like, you are a part of a family, you are also maintaining it, and now you are a professor, you are also managing your college. So it is a little bit difficult for you. So I just want to know from you how you are managing all the things.
No, it is not difficult for me. Definitely it is not difficult for me. It is need your understanding and our understanding family. And in this case, I am very lucky. I got a very loving husband, very loving mother-in-law. I having a 2 kids. I have one daughter, approx 9 years, and the son is 5 years. Both are very loving and caring. They can understand that now mama is doing some job. If she needs time, if she need to sleep, that is okay. Every Sunday, no one will enter at my room till 11 because everyone knows she want to proper sleep at least one day in a week.
Yes.
So this is the understanding, mutual understanding.
Mutual understanding.
If you want to manage your life in a loving way, you need to understand the personal belief, values and ethics. And definitely my family understand each and everything.
So do you think you have all these qualities? So all these qualities are just a main thing of your upbringing, and you have all these qualities just because of upbringing.
See, definitely upbringing is very important. Now, today's most of parents say that it is not a boy's responsibilities. It is only girls' responsibilities. Girls don't need to laugh loudly.
Yes.
Right? Boys can be aggressive, but girls can't be aggressive. The whole household cares only for a girls, not for a boys. Why? Why just this gender discrimination? If women are working, if men and women both are working, they both are spending their time out of the house, and they both are doing the same responsibilities, right? So if why we think that when women will come home, they will do all the household chores,
yes,
right? No, at my home this is not done. Okay, if my husband can't afford a full-time maid, now I'm working, I can't afford a full-time maid.
Yes.
I'll arrange a full-time maid. I'll just need rest for myself, right? If you are stick on your what you want to do in life, definitely you will get a solution for that, right? Now I have 2 kids, and definitely I will teach ki beta, this is not a girl's responsibility and this is not a boy's responsibility. This is the responsibilities of both, right? You just need to take a very little example. In I have 2 kids.
Yes.
Not only my daughter tie Rakhi on her brother hand, even my son also tie a Rakhi on a sister hand. it is a mutual. If brother do save for our girls, so it is a also girl's responsibility. She can fight for his brother, her brothers, right? So we need to change our mind, our thinking.
So for changing the mindset, for eradicating these kinds of taboos from our society, like you talk about the equality for the man and the woman, for eradicating all these kinds of bad things from our society, what kinds of thing we need to apply in our life?
Only one thing, you need to understand human beings.
Human beings.
If you understand the human being, definitely you are able to do changes. When you don't want to understand, how can you ready for a change? How can you change the society? First you have to start by yourself. If you want to change, first you change yourself, then think about others. And definitely if you are changed, if other person just will look, okay, see, he is doing a very good job, and he is getting appreciation, love, and he is a very good life, so definitely you will be a role model for others, and then definitely society will change. So the starting point is only you need to work on yourself.
Right. So ma'am, there is a term in a psychology I have learned somewhere, emotional intelligence. EQ, yeah, emotional. So I just want, if I want to improve it in my personality, so what kinds of thing I need to apply in my life for enhancing it?
You have to try to understand others' feeling also.
Others.
You never try to impose each and everything others. If you just need to understand what others want to you, right? Try to understand their feeling. There is a one word is empathy.
Empathy.
Don't show sympathy, show empathy, because only empathy will work. If someone is hungry, and if you having a food, please give him, because you can feel his or her hunger. That's why you are giving food. If you will not feel that their hunger, you can't give your food to them. If someone is crying, don't laugh, just hug them and say it is okay, everything will be fine. If you want to discuss your problem with me, I'm here. I'm here to listen you. I'm not here to judge you. Just understand the emotional feelings of the others. That's it.
So there is a term and where I have very confused about it, because sometimes I got stuck just because of my thoughts. So I just want to know from you, like, what is the difference between confidence and the ego? How can we decide all these things in our life?
Ego is something you are very rigid on something. It is not a confident. If you are very good in painting, so you confidently you can say that I am very good painter, but you say that I am the best painter, right? That is ego, because you can't be the best. There will always be someone who is a better than you. Your confidence say, okay, I am here, I am adjusting, but your ego say that no, only I am here. So the only word is a ego, and you have to remove it, because ego will leave you through destruction.
So if we talk about psychology, because in psychology we got to know about different kinds of things. Psychology is a very vast syllabus, and it I think it is one of the best thing a human being can have. So I just want to know from you, like, I am an engineering student, and if I want to learn psychology from the scratch, so from where I should start?
See, psychology is a understanding of the human behavior.
Yes.
First you have to understand what is the basic criteria for behavior, right? What is the human, what is the feelings, what is the love. These are the very basics, and for that you don't need to read psychology. You just need to understand yourself and understand the others, right? And if you really want to understand the feeling of others, behavior of others, for that you just need to work on first yourself. Then you can understand the feeling and anything on others.
So ma'am, what are your next projects about psychology? Because after, like, you have one vision in your mind, when you just, like, after some time I want to be there. Everyone has some vision in mind. So what was the vision of your life in psychology?
Currently I'm assistant professor, then associate professor, then HOD, then HOI. So it is now all settled. Once I just leave this field, so now there is no chance to leave. I will continue on this same field.
So ma'am, this is one question that I wanted to ask you from the beginning. Like, there is a one case of my school. There was a student in my school, and he used to sit on a last bench. he doesn't like to talk to anyone. He's very sharp, he's very intelligent. Like still I know him, he's my acquaintance. Like he always like to read books. If any kind of teacher asking in any question, he's just giving a reply in a very well defined way. But he don't like to talk to anyone.
He's an introvert personality.
I just want to know, ma'am, there was a huge fun in our school life where everyone is having fun, but he was not with all of them. He's just sitting alone and he don't like to enjoy. So is it good for him or not?
See, before I just want to give any remark on that person, I just need to meet first. There are two type of personality, that is extrovert and introvert. According to you, he is a totally very core introvert personality, and the basic thing is that any introvert, he can't start conversation with others. If you want to talk with that person, you have to go there, you have to talk to him, and when he feel that he is a confidently now he is a person whom I can chat with him, then definitely he will start conversation with him. So did ever you try go there and talk?
Yes.
Come.
He talked to me in a very well defined. There's no like, but he doesn't like to spend time with others. Just like everyone is using curse word and having fun with their girlfriends and the friend, but he doesn't want to be a part of that group. He just wants to sit alone.
Because he's enjoying himself. Enjoying himself. He's an introvert. He's enjoying himself. For him, he decided his mind to book is the best friend, right? So that's why he is ready to give all his time on his books and everything. And meanwhile, you can say that he was not ready to cope with a situation. He was a shy. And sometimes you say that he feel if I'll talk to someone, maybe someone just start joking on me, and so many things are there. He just observing the situation, and that is again a reason he don't want to give reply. He is giving reply to a teacher just because he know that teacher will never mock on him.
So it is mandatory to be a sociable person. It is mandatory to be a sociable person to talk with our friends, or just if you are in class, there's any kind of mandatory to talk with everyone.
No, it's never mandatory.
It's never mandatory.
If you are okay with others, then you can talk. If you are not okay with others, then there is no need to talk, right?
Okay, ma'am. So I think it's very long. I
Yeah.
just wanna actually, if I talk about myself, I don't want to end this conversation because I'm learning so many things from you. But this is my last question that I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, I just wanna know from you one piece of advice that you would like to give all the students of my age.
Before the last week, I was watching a movie that was Time Curse and Alice. It was a science fiction on Netflix. Suddenly my daughter just came, Mom, I don't want to see that movie because you are watching a science fiction. All is a robot and everything is there. I just talk to her and say, beta, see, now all the young generation depending on AI. But AI is developed by a human being. If you want to beat AI, you need to sharpen your mind.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't need to be dependent on AI. That's why I just want to give suggestion to a young generation. Please don't waste your time on social media and AI. If you want to do anything in your life, use your mind, use your creativity, use your power, imagination power, and work on that. We are human beings and we have a very good IQ, and we just working on AI, right? When we are capable to make AI, why we are depending on AI?
Yes.
Think above AI. Only my suggestion is that.
So thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
In this conversation, I have learned so many things from you. So, ma'am,
Thank you.
thanks a lot for giving me
So,
valuable
okay.
time. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.